Have you thought about doing any of those like foreign channels? Because we've said this before when you're on, I'm not a car guy, but I watch all of the Top Gear adventure episodes where it's like, this week we're going to Namibia. And then like they go there and they drive around and like Jeremy's usually like, this place is fucking sucks and is gross. And but they have to like get to the other side of like some historic pathway or war march from the 1200s before Thursday. Have you considered the foreign angle? Because
we have. Now, this is exactly us using whatever opportunities that we have on YouTube to do precisely that thing, is that if we could do anything, we'd play Top Gear. Now, we started doing it in 2020 where it was a lot harder to travel internationally. So most of the ones we've done have been domestic in the U.S. Interestingly, the Board of Tourism of Namibia reached out to me and said, hey, we actually didn't love the way...
Sir, someone is on the phone. Oh, my God. Please put them through.
That's it. So Top Gear made them look, extremely third world and impoverished and like a very challenge. And they're like, we have parking decks and traffic lights and real city stuff. Like, we don't want to look that way.
We have so much concrete.
It was really presented in that way. And so I'm like, well, I mean, I guess, but for us, they shot, I think the average budget was like $4 to $7 million per episode. And so like we do it for much, much, much less than that.
Yes.
And so I was like, well, it would be a lot just because we couldn't build the cars in Namibia. We'd have to build cars here and then take them there and then deal with the logistics, but we're open to it. And so it's been a couple of years of back and forth and maybe that'll happen. But, it's been interesting to watch Top Gear or the Grand Tour since then because it's so blatantly paid for by the boards of tourism of these countries. When they did Madagascar and they opened just to show off this bridge that doesn't have anything to do with the storyline. And what was the last one that they did? It was an African country and they kept using the same tagline where it's like whatever it was is always changing. And they like Clarkson must have said it 15 times in a 90-minute special. And it was definitely like, that was what they were supposed to say. And so I love heavy-handed product placement, as all of us YouTubers do. But yeah, that happens.
They didn't used to be that positive. Like the old ones, like I remember the boat one where they went to Vietnam or something and they had to load their cars onto a boat and then shuffle about. And like, I guess the Vietnamese people are like, you in my way. And there's like really like shoving and bumping. And Jeremy had a lot of not too nice things to say about Vietnam. But you're right. I have watched the Grand Tour as well. And now that you're saying it, it's like it's unlocking the memory of it where it's like, why is he saying the same fucking shit about Namibia all the time? I guarantee if I Google it, something horrid happened there recently. Some sort of animal that shouldn't exist. Maybe a disease discovered. You never know.
Just freed up some funds for tourism and for promoting tourism, and they gave him that tagline. Like I've made videos before where it's like, this is the tagline, Medal of Honor Warfighter, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, we need that 8 times in the next hour and a half of footage. It's like, figure it out. And it's like, fuck, I don't play. What? That's it's like a tongue twister. So I don't like that either because those guys are millionaires already. I don't like that. Like do your show. No. Why do they need to be at Namibia's beck and call? Why can't they go where they want and make good quality content?
Maybe Amazon is like, hey, this is your budget. And they're like, fuck, we want to go to we want to go to the Congo. And they're
Amazon
like,
Amazon huh?
Amazon
notoriously low on cash.
Well, they're like, fuck, we'd give you money, but we're losing our ass on this Lord of the Rings fiasco.
Like everyone's fucking giving Woody Amazon Prime. Now there's no budget for Grand Tour.
There's no poor Jeremy Clarkson. He needs the money.
It's like there's a chef I like, Marco Pierre White. He's one of the most accomplished chefs in history. Like I think he was the youngest winner of a Michelin star. He had multiple Michelin stars at like 22 or some shit. He trained Gordon Ramsay. He hawks these Knorr cooking pots. These little it's like cooking stock, but it's in a little pod. And it's like, dude, that is not how you would cook that French dish normally. You wouldn't and now a couple of these. And he cracks these little plastic pods of chicken goo and dumps them in with all these other masterful ingredients. And then I hate it. I hate it so much. Like, dude, you're already a millionaire. You're world-renowned millionaire, own multiple restaurants all over the planet. You're the guy. You're on like 5 different TV shows. You're second only to Gordon Ramsay in esteem. And here you are selling these bullshit like cooking stock pots that are bad. They're bad. I wouldn't put that in my food. It's embarrassing. I wish they wouldn't do that. The money whoring has to stop at some point, Taylor.
It's got to stop at some point.
I like money
and
whoring is good.
They don't.
And on that note, our sponsor for the day.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, but what if
so don't blow it.
It would be like if our sponsor was something that was completely against what we do here, right? It does. I hate that.
Helping children.
That's what selling out is. Like selling out is going against like your core principles and the foundations of what you're about for $1.
But I would do that if like the Chicago Blackhawks came here with money and they were like, we're going to pay you X a week to read this. I'd be like, prepare for excitement in Chicago with the greatest hockey team to ever exist, the Chicago Blackhawks. Don't forget the legacy created by Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves, 2 players I love and who didn't ruin years of my hockey watching
Kyle's
life.
thing about sponsors lining up with your core values is hilarious because what are we? Extra hard dicks, some merch, bigger loads, marijuana gummies. Like this is the kind of shit we sell. Gambling,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, look, we're
principled.
We're about having the good time.
It's not about principles. It's about being about what you're about, though. You know, like him selling those little stock pots. Like he's lying. He's straight up lying. It's like you're the expert at this. You know that is not the best way to make chicken stock.
How bad are these pots? Like
it's a little. They're not. You're missing the point, Taylor.
No, like,
but surely you guys have been approached by some sponsors that you had to say no to for that reason, right? I mean,
we've had some say no to us after reads where 100% food got mad at us. And we'd have to go back and look at the tail of the tape. We don't know which one of us pissed them off even. It wasn't me. It could have been anyone. It was me.
They made a mistake of asking us, to be honest. They should have never done that.
Yeah, they should have said to lie.
Yeah.
They should have put a fucking
say it tastes good
in there for me to read.
No, I mean... Oh, we don't lie.
They told us to drink it on the show, which was a fucking glaring error. They knew what it tasted like. They knew when they sent it.
Fucking we tried to muscle that shit down over the course of 4 hours, and we couldn't do it.
Woody was a champ. He's like, "Look, Jackie put strawberries in mine," and then like me and Kyle's were just quick crete, I think is what we called it. Like just sat like a log in your stomach.
Yeah, if you need to put a new fucking mailbox in, this stuff is great, but don't eat it.
Oh yeah, you put holes in your wall with like careless hanging of signs.
Dude, we should have spackled with it. That would have been hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Masonry.
But we were very honest about that. And like when I did a gun review one time where I was like, I remember like after the second, they sent us 4 copies of the same gun, and I thought it was part of the payment because that often happened. People would pay me in guns, and no, they sent 4 because they knew the first 2 or 3 would break. Turns out all 4 broke during the video. Just during normal operation. After the second one broke, I remember talking to the boys off camera. I was like, look, this has turned into a review, changed from a review to like a shit on them fest. Like we're just going to make, the video is now about making fun of these because it can no longer be about reviewing these because there's nothing to review. They're garbage. And that's what I would like to see when they hand Marco Pierre White some little plastic cups of chicken goo and tell him to incorporate it into his classical French cuisine.
Mm-hmm. I also don't like how in old Top Gear, they would really, really fuck with each other's cars in genuinely dangerous, like illegal ways if they weren't doing a show together. And now they'll be like, oh, I've put a chicken in Hammond's boot. And it's like something that's like not actually threatening. It used to be like, James, look, I've stolen the oil out of Hammond's car and we're about to embark on a 400-mile fucking
it's
drive.
Scripted, Taylor.
I know, but they also do have breakdowns and they don't help them out as much as they should. Yeah.
I don't believe any of that. Like
they force them to stay there for hours because that's also part of the script.
Do they?
It gets darker. It gets darker unless they're summoning the sun to move, which even Bezos doesn't have that power.
So they're real, just like Bear Grylls. They're out there doing that stuff.
They're even more real than Bear Grylls.
They stay
Bear
in
Grylls.
hotels nearby.
No, they're not. Bear
You
Grylls is
only
on
you
Mount
only
Everest.
brought
He's in
up
the
Bear
SAS.
Grylls. You only brought him up because it destroys my argument.
That's exactly why I brought it up. Yes.
Had it not,
How dare
you would
you?
have never done that.
Dude,
No,
I want no part of reality TV. I don't watch any reality TV. I think it might be the worst thing that we make as humans right now, second only to like, I don't know, nuclear
fentanyl.
weapons.
You're missing Survivor. You're missing out on Survivor. I think
No, I'm not.
you in particular would like it.
I'd hate it. I'd be watching it saying like, this is scripted. This is scripted. This is all fake. I bet they all agreed on the winner before preseason. I bet everybody gets paid a flat fee. I bet there's drinks around the corner. I don't believe any of it. I think it's horse shit, especially in the modern age with the way as litigious as everyone is, and how every corporation tiptoes around upsetting any singular group about any possible imaginable thing. I don't believe any reality is real. I've been like tangentially related to some reality stuff, and I remember they talked to a bunch of reality TV producers over the years, and I've had friends who did their own reality TV shows, and I've seen those filmed and how those goes. And it's bullshit. It's just like when we're cranking out YouTube videos. It's like, all right, how about I walk in like this and we pretend like I'm noticing that that's over. It's scripted. It's just scripted TV with a different like
I've
vibe.
been part of reality stuff, a dance competition. They didn't want me to win, and they changed the rules for the next season.
Well, that
They
was
said maybe it should
different.
be based on dancing ability. They overlooked that it was based on popularity instead of dancing ability.
Whoops.
Dude,
And
I
paid
voted.
off
I
my
voted.
house so they can suck it.
I voted every day for you. I was
Did
like,
you really? Thank
yeah,
you
I
so
was like,
much.
you were the only person there that like I was friends with and knew, and so I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Woody again, like just.
I live streamed every day and encouraged people to vote for me. I put out a video daily reminders. And
I didn't watch 1 second of that competition, and I voted every time you posted.
It wasn't even. It couldn't have been even close because we were all like, hey, go vote for Woody. Go vote for Woody. Like everybody was trying to make you win that thing because we didn't like any of those other people. Was Tay Zonde in there? Chocolate
Tay Zonde, yeah,
rain,
Chocolate Rain was there.
It
was,
the pain.
I like him.
I think second place was either C-Nanners or this woman. They were both better dancers than me. The woman was a really good dancer.
Get on, C-Nanners.
Well, there have always been rumors that American Idol was staged, that the winner was predetermined, because there's a lot of, you could make anybody win. It's all online votes and everything else.
Right.
But it begs the question, like, how much would it cost to plan to win one of these shows? Like, how much do you have to pay the production to be the winner?
Oh, no, it's not that. So it would be more. All right. So Kelly Clarkson, I think she won. She may have been second. I watched the first 3 or 4 years of that show. Like I actually watched it. It was a good show, I thought. But don't forget, at the end of the season, you get a record deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bet that record deal is negotiated at the beginning of the season, not the end of the season.
The record deal is not negotiated. The
fair.
winner gets the deal that's standing there for them.
Standing deal. Yeah.
And it's
Remember
a
that ugly
terrible
lady?
deal.
That like this is
That's
probably
different show.
15, 20 years ago. It was a mimic of the same show, but it was some big fat lady, like frumpy lady, and they brought her out, and all the judges are like, just looking with open,
Boyle?
yes, looking with like open derision at her, like what a fucking sow. What an animal on my stage. And then she starts singing very nice. And the reaction in 2004 was everyone being like, whoa, this fat, ugly fucking pig can actually sing. It was this like huge moment. That was very funny. I wonder if she's doing well. Big shout out to Susan Boyle, fan of the show. Friend of the show. They said, no, sing more like an ogre. More.
She's 23 in that picture.
She's fucking spry here now.
She's doing the best she can there. I like her dress. She's trying.
Like her dress?
You like her
yeah.
dress?
Yeah, what's wrong with her dress? What don't
Very
you like about her
modest,
dress? You
appropriate
don't like
for
the
the
color?
venue.
You don't like how it fits her?
I think it's frumpy.
It's a little frumpy.
Well, she is frumpy, so it fits her. It suits her well. She just needs to fix those eyebrows. Need to get those eyebrows fixed. Need to straighten that hair. Need to
No, that's the thing with
face.
eyebrows is you can just let them ride. You can just let a big flip in your eyebrow go forever and just never handle it.